Welcome to Secure the Bag Week 11 NFL Picks. It's your boy A-Dub.
And the boys Drizzy. Welcome back, Select Fam. Let's get his money.
Yes, let's do it. Let's secure the bag. You know what we're here to do? Make money line picks for all the NFL games this weekend and then bring you 3 locks against the spread. Let's just dive right in. Last week, I actually broke our announcer's curse. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Finally got the W for the group, for the Say Like a Champ group pick 'em. So it's been a long time coming, man. Yeah, we needed one of us at the top again. But if you're not competing with us, check the link in bio, go to our Yahoo page, and you can join us. And whoever wins each week gets a Super Bowl square. So that's what's up. But yeah, so I'm glad to break that. I was in the tiebreaker with Moms and made it work. So I'm hoping to do so again. I'll lead us into this week, starting with tonight, Thursday Night Football. We got the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles in this one. I feel like this is a big test for the Commanders, and I feel like the Eagles are starting to click on all cylinders. Jalen Hurts is really dangerous in the run game with Saquon Barkley doing so well, so I'm going with them at home. But this is a good one. This is going to be a one to watch.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I'm going Eagles as well. I really want to pick Washington in the upset, and I might switch, but I do like Eagles in this one too. Kind of going with my brain on this one, on my heart.
Exactly. It's too soon for them, but we'll see. Maybe they'll get them on the flip side. Going to Sunday morning, Raiders at Dolphins. This is a tough one for me because the Dolphins had a great win against the Rams last week, but I don't really necessarily totally believe in them. But the Raiders suck. So going with the Dolphins simply because they're at home, but this one has a funny feeling to me.
Yeah, me too, actually. I'm going Dolphins at home. Something's got to go right for them eventually, and really just at home. But yeah, they're struggling too.
For sure. So kind of a stinker. Next up, another tricky one, the Browns at the Saints. I'm actually going with the Browns in the upset on this one. I feel like it's been a couple weeks. They need to kind of get adjusted and get something going back right for them. And the Saints, they had their win. They were buoyed against the Falcons, but that's just a division opponent. I still don't think they're like totally back. So I'm going with Cleveland in this one, but I don't know why.
No, I'm actually with you. That's really, really funny. I got Cleveland in the upset as well. I still don't believe in the Saints at all. I think they're a really, really bad team, and they don't have the money they really right now produce for it either. They're still paying players that are no longer even on the team. So they're going to be struggling for a while, I think. So I'm going Browns in the upset too.
Nice. I love it. Okay, next up, we have another weird matchup, the Colts at the Jets. I'm going with the Jets in this one. They're at home. They need to get back right, and they need to man up after just taking a total beating against the Cardinals last week. Colts are still figuring out a lot of stuff. They don't have a lot going for them.
Yeah, Colts are also dealing with a ton of injuries from all of their best players too. So that's just another way to struggle. Jets still suck. If they get this win, it'll probably be something that's how do you really be proud of it? I guess you know what I'm saying. But yeah, Jets get it. They're at home, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, next up we have the Vikings at the Titans. I'm going with the Vikings in this one. They're the better team, and they can get back to stick with their winning ways, I should say.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they get this dub too. Really struggle, hard fought, close game last week, and I think they got some injuries too. I know Jones has a rib injury, but I think he's already set to play. So I'm liking Vikings as well.
All right. Yeah, this is a week of weird matchups for sure.
Seriously.
Green Bay at Chicago. I got to go with Green Bay. They own Chicago, and Chicago has been a little bit spiraling. That defense that was their strength, not really working out as well, and just switching up the offensive coordinators. I got to give a shout out, though. Thomas Brown, former Georgia running back, is the new offensive coordinator. I hope he could do something, but I just think it's too soon for them to kind of switch up and change it up.
Yeah, they're going to struggle for the rest of the year, honestly, from the offensive side of the ball, so they can get some offseason stuff going. But like you said, Green Bay owns Chicago, and I think that continues today or this weekend.
All right, next up, we've got there we go. Next up, we've got the Jaguars at the Lions. I think the Lions in this one, the spread is like 13.5. I don't know. That's a little bit too much for me because the Jags can be dangerous, and they don't win games, but they hang in games. But I'm still going with the Lions at home for sure.
Man, I'm actually going with the blowout. I actually do like the spread in this one. For some reason, I feel like the Lions are going to blow them out pretty badly. Goff had a horrible game last week, so he's looking to get right. You know what I'm saying? And
true.
And the Lions have the offense to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I actually do like the Lions in a blowout game this weekend.
That's a great point. Goff definitely trying to get back on track after that 3 interceptions, 4 interceptions. Yeah,
5 interceptions.
5. Dang. Yeah. Next up, the Rams at the Patriots. I feel like the Rams need this bounce back, but the Patriots are like kind of dangerous, especially on that defensive side. I think this will be a good game, but I'm going with the Rams on the road.
I'm actually going with the Patriots. I don't know. For some reason, I kind of like the way they've looked these last couple of weeks. Drake May is kind of finally kind of getting into his own a little bit. It'll be a tough game for them because, like, what the Rams can do on the offensive side of the ball, the Patriots have not exactly been able to do. But they do have good coaching, and they do figure out ways to kind of, like, stop their opponents and scheme for them well. So I like the Patriots in the upset.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think this is going to be a closer game than it would appear on the screen.
Agreed.
All right, next up, the Baltimore Ravens at the Steelers. Yeah, this is a really tough one for me, but something in my heart is saying the Steelers. I feel like they're on the top of the division, and I feel like this is a big, big game for them. And Baltimore, I can't figure them out because they seem to play with their food, you know what I'm saying, sometimes. Yeah. And I feel like that's just starts bad habits. So I'm going with the Steelers in a tough-fought, gritty game, even though these are two really good teams.
Nice. I like the Ravens in this one. Honestly, I think even though the Steelers do have a good record, I still think they're overrated to me. I don't know why, but for me, they are kind of overrated. They barely beat the Commanders last weekend. If Commanders don't jump off sides and ruin it for them, so I think Commanders get the ball back and they win by 2 at home. But I like the Ravens in this one. I think the money line, not the money line, the spread is at -3, and I'm taking them at the spread as well. I like Ravens this one. Steelers don't have the offense to keep up.
I know, but man, George Pickens is revived now with Russell Wilson, so we'll see. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be
it should be a good one. This is argued to me the best. Well, might be one of the only rivalries in football currently. You know what I'm saying? That's actually real. But it's always good to see these teams play each other. But I don't know. I like the Ravens in this one.
I feel it. I feel you. Okay, next up we have the Seahawks at the 49ers. The Seahawks have been a conundrum to me all year, up and down. But I'm going with the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey is supposed to be back. And them at home, I just feel like they have too much.
Agreed. I like the Niners in this one too. I think the spread's pretty big, but I actually like them to cover that spread too. Christian McCaffrey, they brought him back gradually. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have some like crazy 20-touch game or something like that. But I think, and how he responded to last week, I think they increased that load a little bit more this week. And too much McCaffrey is too much for just about any team. So I'm going for the Niners.
Absolutely. I want to give a quick shout out to Pops too, by the way, following along, making his picks along the way. Appreciate it. And if you're watching now or later, drop your picks, drop your locks in the screen as well if you're not afraid to put it out there. Next up, we have the Falcons at the Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos at home. The Falcons, man, they piss me off. They're one of these teams too. The Falcons, the Saints, the Seahawks, like, they're on my do not bet list this year. Like, I just can't figure them out. As soon as I think, okay, I get it, they're doing good, they fall off. So I'm going with the Broncos at home. I think the defense will be too strong, and it'll be a close game. But yeah, Broncos.
Man, you're in my head, bro. Saying, man, I can't stand them anyway because they're in the division with my Panthers. But I'm going with the Broncos too. I just feel like they're just a little bit more like, I know what I'm getting with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're gonna get good defense and we're gonna get offense where they're not gonna turn the ball over. And they're in Denver, so I'm going with the Broncos too. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, especially coming off that Chiefs loss too. They're gonna be pissed off all week. They're gonna be practicing hard, kind of tightening some things up. And speaking of those Chiefs, next up we have the Chiefs at the Bills. Oh, this is gonna be a great game, but I gotta go with the Chiefs. I think that this is like one of those weeks that they kind of become a little bit more explosive. I think that they always have this Bills rivalry, this new kind of side piece rivalry, right, from some of these playoff things of the last few years. And I feel like the Chiefs are going to play a complete game, and it's hard for me to bet against them until they lose. So, Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, me too. Chiefs as an underdog. I feel like if they were the favorites in this, I'd probably lean Bills, especially because they're at home. But Patrick Mahomes as an underdog has like a 90% win percentage or something like that over his career. So, which also doesn't even happen very often. I think the only time it ever happens is when he's going up against the Bills, when he's an underdog. And so at that point, I got to take Patrick Mahomes, man.
I love it. Pops is going with the Bills. Pops predicted them to go, I think it was 15-2 this year. So maybe this is one of those 2 losses he had for them.
Pops, they're going to lose to the Panthers. I don't know why, but they're going to lose to the Panthers.
I know you're going to speak that one into existence for sure.
No.
All right, next up we have Sunday Night Football. The Bengals at the Chargers. I'm going with the Bengals in this one. The Chargers have a really good defense, but the Bengals have just been stung over and over. They have the leading passer, the leading receiver in the league. They have the leading sack getter. And things just haven't worked out record-wise, but they are a good team. So I think that they're going to step up and show something on Sunday night.
Yeah, this one was really, really tricky. Bet-wise, I'm actually staying away from this game. So I have like a full slate parlay, and this game and the last game I'm staying away from entirely. But if I had to pick, I'm probably going to go Bengals too. I just feel like at a certain point in time, that defense for the Chargers is going to get tired, and that's when the Bengals put some points on the board. I do think it's going to be an ugly game, probably a low-scoring game, but I do like the Bengals. I think the offense is going to be a little too much for the Chargers to maintain.
For sure. All right, and then Monday Night Football. We got the Texans at America's team, a Battle of Texas. I'm going with the Texans in this one. But, you know, the Cowboys, we've talked about it extensively, especially check out our Tuesday show where we kind of break down things. You know, the Cowboys are going to win one of these games they're not supposed to.
Of course.
And so this might be the one, but I'm still going with the Texans. I just feel like they have too much. But the Cowboys, if they can put everything together and everything falls just right with the dominoes, they're going to win one of these games. But I just think it's not this one.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I am thinking the Texans as well, but the Cowboys are it's hard to see a team who be 13-5 for so long, for so many years, 12-5 for so many years, and then just kind of fall off like this, whether it's injuries, coaching, whatever the case may be,
or all at once, everything.
Yeah, very true. You feel like there's still talent on the team where they could win a game like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I'm going Texans, but Dallas is going to upset, a lot of people in FanDuel, one of these weeks. Like, they're gonna upset somebody. So it might be this week. I'm going Texans.
Got you. Yeah, I feel it. All right. That was the money line portion. We always like to remind everybody this is not betting advice. We're just making our predictions, throwing our feelings out there. So we did picking who will win the game. Now we're going to do some locks against the spread with the adjusted score. The favorite team is favored by 2.5. That means they must win by 3 in order to cash. Last week, 2 bags, the Texans and the Panthers. Great job, Strizzy. This week, let's talk through your locks real quick.
Yeah, for sure, man. So first and foremost, like I said, the Ravens, I think negative 3-point favorite is legit to me. If it was 3.5, I'd probably lean a little more towards the Steelers. But because of that Baltimore offense, I actually really do like them to win by more than this. I don't think it's going to be as close as a lot of people are going to think. Otherwise, it'd be the Sunday night game. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. So I'm definitely going Ravens in this one.
I feel it.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? Kansas City as an underdog, especially a 2.5-point underdog, I'll take Kansas City all day. As much as I'm rooting for the Bills, I'm KC underdog. Yeah, give me KC. Then the Vikings in this one, like I said, last week they were supposed to win by a pretty large amount. They didn't do that. They barely scraped by. Really bad kind of defensive game on that front. So I'm looking for them to get right. So, 6 points, I think they got it. Let's go touchdown in overtime.
For sure. I love it. All right. Last week for me, 2 bags as well, the Bills and then the Panthers. I'm going with my underdog special, man. This is what did good for me at the beginning of the year, picking all underdogs. So I'm going to try that again. Browns at Saints, like we talked about, like I just have a feeling about this game. The Browns are going to break through one of these games, and the Saints are just playing a little bit above what they really are. Bengals being an underdog. I get why, Strizzy, you said you're taking this one off your list, because sometimes when Vegas does this and it's like it doesn't really make sense, they know something that we can't see. Yeah. So the Bengals being the underdog against the Chargers, I know the Chargers have a good defense, but it just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just going to go for it, and I'll take my burn later if not. And then lastly, we got to do a slacker to slacker matchup, a head-to-head one. The Steelers, I don't know why. I'm just taking the +3. The Ravens, man, I said this before, and then they blew a team out, but it's like they always don't blow teams out. They kind of stay in there close, and this is a division opponent. So I'm feeling this is going to be a close game, and the Steelers might eke out an upset. So there we have it. We're going to have a little challenge there. But yeah, I think it's really fun. So being transparent as always, here's our money line records for the year. Doing really solid on that side, and then our locks as well. Trying to keep in there, we're trying to get, at least half of our locks right, if not 2 out of 3 every week. But man, it kind of adds up quickly when we're not hitting those 3 baggers. So hopefully one of us will bring one of those home. So there you have it. There's our money line picks for all games plus 3 locks against the spread. And real quick, I think we got like just a quick minute. I did want to ask you, Strizzy, if you had any props for tonight, and I got a couple.
Yeah. I don't know. Tonight's kind of tricky. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think I put a couple of things in there, but I think I like McLaurin for his receptions, and his over on the yards. Also, I don't know. The AJ Brown's yards is kind of high for me this week, so I might take the Devontae Smith's over on his yards. The Commanders do allow kind of a lot through the air, so I might be going through hitting on the Eagles receivers for this one, and then also McLaurin as well, just being their number one. I think he's going to get about 5 to 6 receptions. I think his over under is 4.5. So really liking him there. And I don't know, Saquon, his over for his yards too is like a little over 90, which is a lot, but he has been hitting it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel you on the McLaurin. I feel like he's kind of their bell cow if they're going to need to catch up, especially if this becomes a kind of a shootout. So I like his yards. I like him to probably get a touchdown. And then on the Eagles side, I agree with you. Saquon's is a little bit high. I feel like he's going to be more of a decoy this week. So I'm actually liking Jalen Hurts. I'm looking at his touchdowns. He's like plus 700 to score 2 touchdowns. And I feel like in the end zone and the red zone, that zone read or the tush push, I feel like he's going to score 2 on the ground. So that's kind of my props that I'm throwing out there for sure.
I like that.
Yeah, we have it.
He snags a lot of touchdowns from Saquon. If they get it like on the 1 yard line, it's all him.
Yeah, and Saquon apparently doesn't mind, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, if we keep winning, it's all good. So, so that's what's up. So there you have it for our Week 11 NFL picks and predictions. That was Secure the Bag. Join us on Tuesday for the big show. I think it's episode 273, where we'll break down all the NFL scores and then, of course, NBA and all the offseason happenings for baseball, all that fun stuff. Yeah. And continue our Tuesday weekly tradition. So until next time, it's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy.
Peace.